we just ask them?
Yep. Let's do that.
And meanwhile, I guess they are trying to receive the players. So there was an error from them, I guess, on the other side. They are trying to receive their players to play the semifinals today. On the other side as well.
Yeah.
So I guess they're still sorting it out, but hey, we have a game right here.
We're in this one, and it should be a good game as well. We have seen play. Yeah, they are best of 5, by the way, Dan. Just as a confirmation there. And
thank you.
Okay. Either way, I should probably go over the bans and locks really quickly because they've come out. Either way, I'll do the locks first because I think the final ban's just happening now. Scout, Wild Soul, Dark Lady. This is a really interesting pool. Scout, Wild Soul, Dark Lady, Bubbles, Ophelia, and Tempest. So we're going to see a Scout and Dark Lady chucked into that lock pool. What do you think of that? Either Emperor or Dan.
I think Scout has shown itself to be a lot more formidable, but Dark Lady is definitely peculiar to see more of that hard carry lock. I feel like it's overshadowed by the rest of the lock pool, though, so...
Yeah, definitely.
Not really too concerned with it. More of a ban, once again.
Looking at the bans really quick, we've got Artillery, Engineer, Moon Queen, Master of Arms, Rally, Pebbles, Keeper of the Forest, Predator has been banned out, and Deadwood. So, yeah, Predator finally making it into that ban pool. It wouldn't surprise me if it, especially with the Dark Lady being there, it wouldn't surprise me if it was blind banned out. But we did miss that one. Magnus being that first pick, Torturer being the first pick for the Hellborn side, and thinking about his second pick now, biting into a bit of his personal time.
Yeah, I'm trying to look. I always hate coming into games late, man, and missing the pulse of the draft, you know?
Yeah, it's a bit depressing.
And take a look. So, yes, Luna going to be picked up right away there. Look, definitely say Rally, Bubbles, all the bursters are down, so yeah. No big surprise there. Engineer out. Yeah, okay. It's just always weird to miss the initial part, man, and try to play catch up for a sec.
So is it Rally Keeper, Predator, and
Master of Arms is banned.
Yeah, I can't.
I feel like every hero is banned. Honestly, that's really worth the salt lately. Pyromancer quickly being snagged up, and Tempest probably looking to be drafted by the Hellborn team here, so they should be drafting with that in mind, knowing that they probably want the Ophelia. That being said, they aren't going to really get any of that imbalanced protective synergy. There was a dimension shaman, but it doesn't even look like they are too keen to pick it up.
Yeah, Bag Pyro. D-Chums would have been a nice pickup. I haven't seen it in a while, actually, like that hero. Bushwhack. We're going to see Bushwhack. What? I have mixed feelings about Bushwhack, man. I feel it's just like you're locking yourself into... Because it can't do anything early on. Like, I don't feel it has that potential.
Yeah, I feel like he can chase for quite a while, right? Like, he can... The Crippling Dart, pretty low cooldown, 7 seconds. Sidestep, pretty low cooldown. It can juggle pretty effectively, but... Yeah, he can't... He's not like a teamfight smasher like even some of the carries are, man. They can farm that maybe they can't carry quite as hard, but they can still definitely contend in the late game. So, yeah, I'm not too sure. Like, he definitely is still trying to find a place. A lot more teams are experimenting with picking him up and feel like he is worth drafting, but I'm not really sold on him yet.
Yeah. Well, from what I've been told, carry players feel like it's a strong hero, but like other players don't see that so much. So, I don't know. Sometimes you got to trust the carrier, I guess. But the final teams are going to be Magnus, Bubbles, Ophelia, Pyromancer, Bushwhack going up against the Torturer, Luna, Tempest, Monkey King, and Scout. So we are going to see another Scout. Scout is probably going to be played in that Suicide. I can't see it played any other way. And would you go as far as to say it's like Scout versus Ophelia? With the way that Scout's being played, like, is it Scout versus the jungler, or would you still say it's the Suicide?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they show experience, but yeah, it is more so like, what can we do to make this person's time like really, really, really bad?
Yeah, so. I always come down to feeling like it's Scout versus the jungler rather than versus probably the solo Bushwhack. It's hard to say. I'd assume we're going to see a Pyromancer Magnus lane, but we could see the Mag Bushwhack. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. Pyromancer was heading to that bottom lane, but he has moved his path, and it looks like he is going to go to the mid lane. Probably.
Well, it's definitely going to be the Pyro mix.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say that just doesn't make sense, because like, it looked like Pyro was heading bot. I was just like, not sure about that one. But it has fixed itself up now.
What? Yeah, I don't know. Bubbles is floating here. He has the extra.
Is he gonna solo mid?
Yeah, it looks like it is. And they're actually gonna
Pyro
send
mix.
Which
don't know. It's
I mean, if they're aware about this, just send a solo mid in the case like this. I feel like it is really to their disadvantage to be sending that dual lane top.
It looks like.
Is Pyro going to actually be joining him in mid and edging out the other hero?
I would be disgusted. I would be disgusted.
Yeah, I would say it's a waste. Bubbles doesn't need your help. Like, get out here.
Yeah, please don't. I hate it when I see dual lane Bubbles. Like, it really depresses me, dude. I'm just like, no, stop. Just stop. Like,
they're like, do you even Bubbles? Like.
But yeah. But Bubbles is going to be going solo against that Monkey King of Luna. Maybe they just didn't. They can beat a Monkey King of Luna though. Like, why? Do they really need to shut down the Tort that much? Like, Tort could probably beat a Magnus, I suppose, 1v1, but like, Magnus can hold his own against Tort as well.
Tort's a bit unsafe on the side here against the dual lane, so I guess it's okay, but you're leaving Sol very risky to the Tempest effect, man. The faster Tempest levels here hits that quick level 6, or if he even counter wards initially, it's going to become a problem. Hell, I mean, there's even a chance that if he comes sort of from this the front of the lane, he could get a gank too. Yep. They really have to play really far back. They're establishing some sort of lane control here early on, which is good for them. Luna's getting the pull off though. I mean, she has a stack, and this is just going to go pretty.
It's
sour.
I don't know about this dual lane top, unless they can start getting some kills like pretty early on. I think it was probably a mistake. Something interesting. TPS priceless actually. Wait, is it TPS? Yeah, it is TPS. He put the counter ward down even though the pool didn't get warded, and like he knew the pool wasn't warded, so that's, I don't know why he did that, but that's the thing. And they haven't counter warded this ward up on the top of the cliff by Death Growl, which is something you've got to counter. What's even happening right now? Like, but Ophelia in a lot of trouble. Actually, the minions fell, but it's not even going to matter. I honestly wish I could tell you. I don't even know. Like, okay, yeah, they sent the dual lane top trying to go aggressive jungle. That's just not. This is disgusting, man. Like, what is happening?
Like, there's a counter ward up there now. I mean,
why haven't they counter warded that? Can't they see that from the other ward down, or is that not a thing?
What? It's in range, but they need vision of it. That's all.
Yeah, I thought TPS price. It must.
Yeah, but they have a flyer coming on out.
Yeah,
that's
okay, so fair enough.
It's just a matter of time, and gonna run around over it.
I'm glad it's there. Pyromancer.
I seem to be disconnecting from the match.
Frozen? Yeah, it looks like I'm frozen. Server lag. Beautiful.
Okay, I'm okay. If it helps, like.
Maybe it's
I'm just fine. So.
Damn Australian. I'm gonna just reconnect here.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm guessing that ward got counted, so he didn't miss too much here.
No, ward got countered. They didn't get another stack off just yet, but he's gonna pull this good old double. Actually, no, they took Wolf Commanders. Sorry, I mistuck it. They were sort of stacked on top of each other, so he had to get the triple stack off. 2 Wolf Commanders should eat it right on up as long as he's power denying here. So, yeah, I don't know how they were planning on doing an aggressive try like that. Honestly, just
I would have preferred
as soon as they
go mid and dominate mid, right? Like that.
Yeah, as soon as they ran 2 heroes up there, man, it was pretty much stick a fork in them. On top of the early counters, now it's a lot harder to run that Ophelia aggressive.
Yeah.
Not like Bubbles can really move up there and assist the Ophelia too if they're trying to smash him, you know? Imagine Monkey King. As Ophelia is trying to make something happen, imagine Monkey King roaming back and the Bubbles, and who's going to do more in the woods there early on. I mean,
I kind of see what they were trying to do because they were going up against the scout. They wanted to get the Ophelia out of their own jungle, but I just...
Yeah, and make it happen anyway. I could see that, but...
It just didn't work out for them. As we have seen, I'm trying to get back into this game, but apparently I can't even log in right now. Oh, okay, I'm logged back in. Oh, good.
He
had to close. It was weird.
there was the Minotaur camp that spawned close to the lane. He was never able to pick up that Minotaur, though. If he was able to pick it up, even from the river, say they gave him vision of that camp, and then he, say, picked it up and charmed it, if he had that Minotaur with him, I think he could have done a lot more.
Yeah, sure.
But he was just naked. He was naked. They edged him out entirely, and...
Well, they had ward. Like, they had vision of the 3 heroes that were moving onto him as well. So he walked into 3 heroes knowing that they were there. So that's another thing I'm a bit confused about, because he had that ward up on that cliff before it got counter warded, like just complete.
And that should have let him just give him the scout know how he had to run to even grab that mid. I mean, that would have been perfect. Honestly, he just needed a creep. He needed a creep, man.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Bubbles actually even died. So I'm back in this game now. I think Dan must be.
I'm still loading.
You on your way? Okay, so
right.
Monkey King taking down a Bubbles solo. That's this really is just not working out. Like, the way they've laid this is kind of put them on the back foot early on.
Yeah, look at the off lane. I mean, Bushwhack, he has a super no attack animation. Scout doesn't even care yet. Still some regen left over. Leaning towards those Ghost Marchers even sooner here. So pretty much actually exceeding the gold per minute of this Bushwhack here in this off lane, and just everything just collapsing and going wrong.
Top lane, though, Impalement coming out from Tortura, and it looks like Ophelia's in a little bit of trouble, going to get taken out in the end. Magma's going to limp on out of there. Pyromancer's in a little bit of trouble, separated from the rest of his team.
Oh my god,
misses the Dragon Flame, and Tortura makes him pay for that mistake.
They're falling apart at the seams right now. They really just are. They're like, I've seen this team play extremely well, like consistently well. It's just something went wrong this game, I suppose.
Things didn't go according to plan, man. Every lane is they're losing the jungle, they're losing top lane, mid lane, bot lane's even at best, man. So it's
not looking good. But regardless, they're not out of this game. It is only 5 minutes in, almost 6 minutes in. But they really need to swap up these lanes as well. I think
well, here's the problem. But Scout knows that now Bushwhack has his jungle toxin. He's like, well, not really too much of a fan of staying here.
Yeah.
Gonna try to get active, so he's actually moving back towards the bottom lane. I would like to see him roam and set up a kill with that electric eye on the bubbles. I feel like Scout plus Monkey King would easily take him out, and he would be right on top of the bubbles right now. Like, I don't agree at all. I'd be pretty frustrated.
Plus, he has ult up in like 5 seconds as well, so it's pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah, Bushwhack is pretty low though, so Scout here has marksman shot. Doesn't have anyone else roaming though. Going to use it, but drains pretty much his entire mana pool. So really, honestly, did nothing compared to picking up a kill on bubbles. There, it was.
Yeah, even him opening with invis and then doing that, like it might have set up a kill, but instead he just uses it out of his invis and wastes the charges he could have had with the auto.
So.
Actually, Monkey King roaming onto that Ophelia. So Ophelia suffered. There's no two ways about it. Ophelia's got that early dust, is level 2 though. Scout's actually sent his illusions in to block those camps. He still has an electric eye in there. He doesn't even need those illusions in. So these Scout wards haven't even been counted yet, which is a big...
And look at the Monkey King here, man. Just roams right back onto the Bushwhack. So all of a sudden, like, okay, it actually paid off. I think, in a sense, I'm not sure if there was it actually might have been intended too. Scout getting low created a false sense of confidence for this Bushwhack, who just picked up some regen there. Monkey King hatching down that tree, finding that angle. You know, he's expecting, I can react if I see him. You know, I'll sidestep back. He cut down that tree on the side there.
Top lane, sorry. Tortura.
Yeah, no, man, it's fine.
Tortura does get taken down in the end there, and a beautiful Tempest hold is going to hold both the Bubbles and the Magmus, but it is going to only take down that Bubbles in the end. Tempest in a little bit of trouble, but he is actually going to walk on out of there. I'm surprised.
Magmus couldn't get close enough, didn't have enough mana for a Lava Surge in the end.
Scout is invis now here. See you later, Magmus.
Goodbye. Yeah. Silence comes out. I think that silence came out a bit early there. Like that was a misplay from Scout for sure.
Well, he should be able to land the snipe here on the Pyro if nothing else.
Oh! TPS priceless. Well played, I guess, getting that one. And it's
typical Scout player, man. Wait for the last hit.
The old night
like KD Scout swag, you know.
I suppose it does want that.
No, trust me, I would say it's a good play. It's just funny to see the Scout sitting there invis on a guy who, you know.
for a lot of ways, that was why the Scout was, you know, that noob hero that no one picked up. You know,
everyone would ever play him and sit there invis the entire fight and do nothing. Like, do you care about silencing, man? Come on. Like,
Magmus actually jumping in with an ultimate onto this Torture. Torture does land the double stun onto the Bubbles and the Magmus, but it's not going to matter. Magmus manages to get that full charge ultimate off, and down goes Torture. So I suppose it's a nice pick. It's what they need to do, is they need to get these picks, but I think they're going to have to pull just a lot into this Bushwhack carrying late game, I suppose, because right now they're early
level
game.
3 Ophelia getting jumped on by a Monkey King. He's just going to be too quick with the dash. He
well
does
played.
get held, though, by that Skeleton King. He's trying to obviously move around the Ice Ogres and the Fire Ogres, try and give himself a little bit more time. I don't think there's going to be enough of a response from Bushwhack. One more auto attack. Scout getting in there, getting the cheeky last hit.
You are the epitome of why Scout was ruined as a hero through beta.
Scum, man.
In the top lane, actually.
Kelpfield being used by that Bubbles. Pyromancer is still trying to get out of there. He's dishing out a couple of last auto attacks, but it's not going to be enough to take out any of the Hellborn team. Magma's just going to fall in the end. Tempest is here, though, onto the Bubbles, as you said, with the Glacial Blasts. And the great red power throw from Luna clipping both of them. But it looks like Bubbles is going to get out safely, and so is Pyromancer. So not much happening in that exchange apart from the poor Magmus. It is 3-11, 10 minutes in.
I mean, I really love it when, oh wow, in the bottom lane, Scout actually going to take out the Bushwhack solos. This is just not in the favour of the Legion side right now.
No, it's pretty disgustingly skewed. I mean, look at Ophelia level 3. I should actually say level 3.1. She just hit level 3, man, honestly. When she was getting ganked by the Monkey King, she had just hit 3 at that exact moment, so...
Monkey King also picks up a DD here, so, like, it wouldn't surprise me to see another death, like, coming out on this.
Can we actually look at the experience per minute there? It's a 453 experience Tempest versus a 70 experience per minute Ophelia, so...
Yeah, DD Monkey King is on its way. Goodbye, Ophelia with no boots. What? Did they just run? Okay, don't worry.
No, it's nighttime, man, so we have a little bit...
yeah. Would have been a bit awkward. That's... Always get a bit confused when I'm casting. I need to sort my shit, but...
Top lane Magma's getting impaled, and a 3-second stun coming out on him. He's trying to Lava Surge off to the side and stay alive. Pyromancer's in a lot of trouble as well. Bubbles cannot hold them off. Eruption from Magma's not going to hit anyone, as his Lava Surge was not even ready. He's going to get turned around on, and Kelpfield from Bubbles, but it's not going to stop anything. Magma's Pyro going down, and the Hellborn team is
just... He might try and jump.
On the warpath right now.
Go Bubbles, do it, Beer Man! No, he missed! He missed! No!
Yeah.
Proflask, no! That was a double kill!
He could have maybe, no.
Maybe. It was a kill on the Tempest. It was a definite
He has vestments, man. He has vestments, I'm not even so sure about it.
300, 386,
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Bubbles looks like he's trying to get a kill here onto the Luna. Luna has full boots, though.
Refreshment room just in time.
There comes the stun, and that was a bit of a stutter step there. He's gonna fall for that one. He should have, like, he got the refreshment rune, he got the stun. He should have just run straight up, straight up.
He should have just committed to the juke, yeah, or straight up, yeah. Just he didn't really do either way. He sort of just juked back into the same path, and it wasn't like there was enough time even to create some sort of distraction. So, and he had vision of the bubbles was the thing. He could see them, so he could see that he hadn't committed yet, but. Either way, top lane, meanwhile, Monkey King just continuing to smash run.
This is what a Monkey King should be doing. This is the impact you want to see a Monkey King have in a game, especially early on. Just like moving around the map, just creating opportunities and just annihilating kills. And surprisingly, Tempest still as high as GPM. This is what I mean. This is what a Tempest should be doing as well. I think we saw a very similar matchup the very first game we casted today, where we saw a Monkey King Tempest. The Tempest just had complete free farm and just didn't do as well. And now we see this Tempest who's actually moved around, set up kills and stuff as well. Like,
oh god, I can't look at this, man. Look at Ophelia. Oh boy.
The ultimate's coming out straight away. Goodbye. Like, I don't even know why he silenced it. There was no need, but it doesn't really matter. Like,
it looks cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, that sound of the silence, right when you hear the and you can't do anything, man. You're disarmed, you're silenced, you might as well be dead.
Yeah. That's... Ophelia was like...
Mid lane, Magmus and Pyromancer trying to do a bit of damage to this Torturer, with obviously the Lava Surge and the Steam Bath. Magmus getting turned on a little bit there. They do kill the Torturer with that kelp field from Bubbles though, so not a bad turnaround there in the mid lane. Dusting trying to catch that Scout. He is dusted, but he's just way too quick with Phase Boots and an Energizer. He's going to be able to lead them around all day as Bubbles even shell surfs in the wrong direction, trying to get a blind shell surf off there.
Scout just doesn't even care. This is the epitome of not caring right now, just diving like 3 towers. Either way, Hellborn does take that first tier tower down. Monkey King's looking like he's trying to set something up. Doesn't manage to get anything. Actually gets silence there and he's going to get turned around on.
I don't know about that one. That was
It's like...
all sorts of bad.
Yep. We're at a very, very weird point of the road right now, I suppose.
I think it just shows that the Hellborn team doesn't care.
Yeah, they're at a point where I can completely see why. I would like to see them just stack up and annihilate right now. I don't know. There's no way that the Legion right now can win a 5v5 fight. There's absolutely zero chance. Ophelia doesn't even have ulti. You've got a Bushwhack on your team, for God's sake. Like a Bushwhack does. It's got a physical slow, without an Energizer. We've got 2 Energizers on the Hellborn side. You've got the Tempest ult. You've got the Astrolabe. It's just, they should just stack up as 5 and win. But, it is 15 minutes. There's the opportunity to concede. It's not going to do it. There's no need to. It is a best of 1. They don't want to give up their series just yet.
Meanwhile,
especially when they've been playing so well in the last couple of minutes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, exactly. No, I was saying Scout is building for the Nullfire pickup, and I've actually seen this a lot more lately. Moon Meander has actually been favoring it some games too, and it's really fun to watch, man, how much hurt Nullfire Blade Scout can put out.
It's a lot similar to, Nighthaunt. Yeah, it's just straight up like that.
It's almost exactly the same.
Yeah, comes out of Invis, busts a lot of damage with that slow, and that's just, I don't know. Energizer as well is one of those pickups.
And you get the silence too from the Electric Eye for 6 seconds. Honestly, it's better in some ways because that silence even affects them as they leave.
It's
insane. You get the auto disarm, so they literally can do nothing. Oh no, the courier. Okay.
Scouts on.
So the Rev Ward did scout him out. Death Grawl had one there, so they know roughly where Scout's at. So maybe they can adjust based on it. Scout could just be. I would honestly be nuding as I roamed if I was Scout. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Such a good hero, man. It's honestly just. Jungling, look at him. He's jungling a hard camp there.
Yeah.
With those items, loses 0 health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hero
at no cost to him, so he can roam and farm at the same time.
He's gonna spot out a Rev Ward right here. If he puts one right down in the... No, he doesn't put it down in the middle. I don't know. I kind of would have liked to see him test... Oh, well, it does reach. I didn't think it reached.
Yeah, the Electric Eye range is huge.
That's insane.
What is it actually?
I don't even know. I didn't think it was that
big. To find out.
I think the revelation and the silence is actually huge, but the vision it gives isn't that wide. Maybe.
Because if you look in this mid lane, you can see, look how big it actually is. Because you can see it.
150 enemy units get within 150 radius of the Electric Eye. It will be revealed.
Meanwhile, Luna gets picked up in the top lane. Just to mention. I did want to note that Magmus and Bubbles have both picked up portal keys, so if there's any chance of them turning this game around, this is it. And just as I say that, Ophelia dies in the bottom lane. But it's hard for me to cast games like this when I see such a deficit. But I really hope to see a turnaround. Not showing favoritism to the team. I think it would be awesome to see a turnaround. If it was the opposite ways with either team, I'd want the same thing. We do see Torturer has finished up that Gnome's Wisdom. Monkey King still rolling around with the Energizer Phase Boots. He does have 1600 saved up as well. Bottom lane's getting pushed by the Tempest and Torturer, and I'm sure this tower's going to go down extremely fast. Torturer has level 4 impalement, so yeah, goodbye tower. So first tier bottom tower is going to fall with no contest from the Legion side, and even if they did contest that one, I just can't see them succeeding.
Yeah, Scout does have that Nullfire picked up at this point too, man. So
Pyromancer getting jumped by that Monkey King. He's thrown a water for Rev down, but he's going to force them back. Bubbles going toe-to-toe with the Torturer, as you said, with the level 4 impalement though. He's dishing out a lot of damage. Looks like he will fall thanks to the Bushwhack rocking up at the end of there, but Ophelia goes out in the end to the Monkey King. Ends up being a 1-for-1 exchange to a certain extent. Yeah, Archtiger's had a really rough game.
I feels, man, them feels.
He's not going to be getting creeps, man. Let's put it that way. Like, I don't know. He's just going to be.
He's like that level 4 Glacius we saw. He's a walking like nothing right now. He just has.
He's Ophelia's touch, just doing a heal, which won't be enough to save anyone from the wrath of
Monkey King. Just anything, right? Really, like it just doesn't.
This is absurd. Just look at this damage here from the Scout. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It's going to be disgusting. He's in range. He could have actually went for it right there. Still can.
Do it, Scout. Do it. Don't be a bitch. He's just taunting right now. Why? No, he just did that completely wrong. Completely wrong. And he
what is he even doing?
He didn't use his Nullifier firstly. He didn't open with the Vanish. And
he just had to do Electric Eye, Nullifier, slay him, man.
Yeah,
like,
I just
hit.
Zinz, man, what are you doing with your life?
It
was a free kill. It was a free kill. There was no two ways.
Auto attacks alone, Bushwhack would have been absolutely eradicated.
He might be in trouble now, actually. He deserves it. He deserves it.
Yeah. He might be able to take out the bubbles with him, though, as he energizes himself away through the trees. And
doesn't deserve to live.
Even Ophelia with a Snotterboss, they can't chase him, of course.
Oh no. Okay, he's not going to get the kill at least, but...
Zinz is a good player, man. I've seen his...
Oh, Zinz is amazing, especially I've watched. He's been really on
player. Like, I'm not agreeing with his Scout right now. Like, it's nothing.
The rest of the game, his Scout has been phenomenal. It was just that one thing. He just picked up his Nullifier. It's like, he has Silence, 3 points in it. It's going to be a dead Bushwhack, if anything, man, if he just gets it there, but...
I don't know, it could be dead anything, but like I have seen him open with his slow more than his Vanish and Silence, Vanish, Nullifier. But like that's the reason you get the Nullifier really to silence, Vanish, like and just destroy.
Eruption from Magnus coming out. He's going to portal key forward. The silence from Bubbles, of course, helping him secure the kill onto Torture. But there's the turnaround. There's the Elemental Void from Tempest. Monkey King's here, and the ports are coming in from a Luna. That's going to be a dead Bubbles and then a dead Magnus without too much trouble. So it ends up being a 1-for-2. Hasted Monkey King, of course, getting to that fight incredibly quickly. Bushwhack still in that mid lane, trying to take out this tower. He's going to get it just before bailing. At least the Legion team will get the gold, and they'll spread out a little bit.
Bushwhack's farming pretty well is something to note as well.
You know what's actually really good about the Nullifier too for Scout is that you can purge the dust off yourself.
Yes, yeah, that's awesome. It's like again, it's exactly the same as like getting it on a Nighthound. It's such a strong pickup. Surprising that
Bushwhack actually teleports into bottom lane and gets nullified from that Scout. Getting slowed in the end though, so he's not going to be able to remove it from himself. He turns around with a marksman shot though, as Bushwhack's probably in a little bit of trouble. The rest of the Legion team.
He's going to have backup here, man. He's just baiting it if anything. He knows he's fine now. So. Scout though, to resume farming the woods, not going to get a stack or anything up. Just
doesn't care, but
really good spot.
They've got a 12k gold and experience lead. It's a pretty hefty lead right now.
And they scale pretty effectively. Monkey King has shrunk ahead now, so he can continue to, well, be pretty Rambo and suicidal and come out ahead at this point. Yeah, it's actually unreal just what Scout is capable of when you look at that. Just as mentioned before, he was farming the hard camp, man. He literally lost, like, with just Ghostmarker's Energizer, he lost like 20 or 30 health.
Yeah.
And like a little tiny bit of mana. What was it, like, whatever the banish cost is, 30. Like, that's all it cost him to kill hard camp in a matter of seconds. There was only Ghostmarker's Energizer.
I'd like to mention he's just been running around getting kills and he's sitting at 370 GPM. Like, what's his creep stats like? Well, his creep stats are still pretty impressive because, like, as he goes around, he's taking out like camps and just waves and stuff. So.
He's able to farm more aggressively than a lot of people too, because he has that mobility. He's able to get out, on top of having that neutral factor. So yeah, there's just a lot going for him in that regard. It's pretty hard to taper off with the Scout.
Not to me, like, that's not even getting into anything about his silence. You know, like the hero is sick. Like the hero is so good. Like an extremely strong hero, and it's good that it's getting recognition now, even though that avatar sucks dick. Initiation coming out from the bubbles. He is going to get a kelp field onto both, and it looks like Torture is the one that's going to be in trouble here. Dust comes out, and Scout's actually going to get caught out. there is the slow. He purged off the bushwhack slow, and he's just gonna energizer out of it.
Well.
Yeah, dust, bushwhack slow, and get the double energizer from Monkey King and himself.
Yeah, I'm still not sure why they're not just
Stacking up an ending like they could have done 15 minutes ago.
yeah.
Don't know. I suppose they don't want to risk it. Like, you do see a lot of hesitation in competitive matches, especially from, well, not competitive matches, sorry, in matches that kind of mean something in a tournament. A lot more hesitation.
Yeah, I suppose, but when you're...
Yeah,
He's running around with the Vulture Lord and a Solder Boss right now, man. Like, that's just...
He's running with... That Snodder Boss has been there for ages, man. He's loving that Snodder Boss. It's like his man right now.
Yeah.
Helping him get around the jungle to farm faster. What a beast. The Scout's actually been leaving one of those little... all the trash kind of camps in...
Yeah.
As he's been moving around, so just taking out the money camp, essentially.
He actually isn't able to pick up the Minotaur here, so...
Still got the Snodder though. Doesn't want to give that up.
Snodder's not all that bad, honestly. The haste
It's flame eruption from Magnus. He gets so close to killing that Scout. Scout getting away on a bee's dick of health, it looks like, invising at the last second, especially thanks to a stun from a Luna. And Magnus is not going to be happy about that, popping everything he had to try and get that Scout.
Gonna have to say it. Like, these guys seem like they're friends. They've been having a bit of fun banter between each other, which is... I haven't really seen a lot of fun banter lately. Like, the matches
a lot of,
like,
salty
like,
banter, yeah.
Yeah, just teams are dead set just salty with each other. So I appreciate the attitude from both these teams right now. It's always nice to see this going down. I'm always a promoter of... I like crushing, but I don't like being disrespectful when you crush. Most of the time. Depends who you're versing, I suppose.
What's the Brutalizer coming out first?
That would be sick. That's kind of... a lot of times I've seen that a first pickup after you get that Energizer. Because Energizer is kind of a go-to item on Scout when it gets run in that Suicide.
You'd hope so. I mean, there's a lot of games where I'm still seeing scouts choose not to get it. It drives me up the wall, man.
Like, in the games I've seen, at least, the games that matter, really, it's a go-to. Yeah. And, like, everyone that knows how to play the hero has realized, that's the hero. That's the item to go. But I've seen Brutalizer, like, second picked on it, and, like, there's reason for it, too. Like, it's an extremely strong second pick on Scout. Even without attack speed, just the opening from the Vanish. It gives so much, and it's almost a guaranteed bash, to put it straight. So, not only are you opening with a guaranteed bash, you've got a 6-second silence as soon as he comes out of it, plus this Scout has a purge, it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling for Legion side right now.
Has to push back here again. This time he actually has support, though. Silence him here, and he's dead. Just do it, man! I don't know, man. Silence into purge. Monkey King would have been there.
Yep.
Monkey King would have been there. Let me look at Monkey King. He still had his Energizer up, like...
Magnus actually portal keyed into a creep wave.
No. I guess, you know what? People were waiting.
Yeah, I can see that.
No. It's okay. I was a bit...
Like, Zinz is a really good player. Like, I can't put it two ways.
He was right. He was honestly right, because they were waiting to... That was bait more than anything, so...
I suppose.
He was right, honestly.
Bushwhack is probably the most farmed obviously the most farmed on the Legion side, and he does have a bit of health. Like, he's got 1400 HP, so he probably could have survived the burst. And
he's actually a little bit tankier than I realized now. Yeah. I was sitting at 1400 investment, so...
I think this is a really big mistake from the Hellborn side by not stacking up and pushing this. Like, the straight up fact is, I've seen Bushwhacks, like, just go ham. Like, when they get stacked up, they get that farm. I've seen these heroes just go amazing, and...
Well, Shrunken Head is now up on
Bushwhack. Oh, Tempest as well. So Bushwhack also picked up his Shrunken Head. So that's on the side. But yeah, I haven't even regarded this Tempest yet. Like, to be honest,
jumping on the Scout though, Shrunken Head Tempest using that Elemental Void to help him help Scout out a little bit as Magnus gets caught in it. The Tempest is going to have to back off though, so a little bit of a wasted ulti. I think Scout probably would have lived. Still had about 1,000. Oh no, he's only got 300 health, so maybe not. But the Legion team is certainly going to fall back, as there's not much they can do. They have wasted that Tempest ultimate, but the Hellborn team has a lot of vision around the map, especially around that jungle. I think that's
Yeah, I can see they have a lot more patience.
Yeah.
They just have a lot of patience to be playing this game. Like, man, I would be at the end of my fuse almost, I think.
Yeah.
Can we go fight, man? Come on.
I don't know. Both teams have like the patience. Like I would be more inclined to be playing like this if I was on the Legion side, just because you still got that slight chance the Bushwhack can come out of here. You get that good team fight off and then you turn it around. But like as a Hellborn player right now, all I could be thinking is like we've been ahead for so long, and let's be honest here, the gold lead hasn't got like that much bigger. It's actually shrunk a little bit. So
actually, as the game goes on, that gold lead means a little bit less and less because there's more gold in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So percentage-wise, it's actually a little bit less.
Like on top of that too, it's a 12k gold lead before, and now it's only a 10k gold lead. Plus, it means less. Like the Legion side's definitely pulling their way back into it, I suppose. I wouldn't say they're completely out of it anymore, and I don't think that
Monkey King getting dropped like a stone there from Bubbles and Magnus jumping into it. The impalement from Torture trying to hold back the Legion team, but it's not going to be enough. Tempest actually popping a shotgun head trying to run out of there, but the slow's coming out from Bushwhack. Still going to prove to be too much. Tempest going to go down. Here comes Scout with that Energizer, of course, and the phase
is
caught out.
They're actually going to catch him with a net here.
Oh my god! Scout's in a lot of trouble. That physical slow still goes through, and that's the turnaround that we wanted from the Legion side. And I'm going to have to say, why, Hellborn? Why? Why did you do this to yourself? You could have, like, there was just the window. Like, they allowed items to come out, and...
Yeah, and they're building shrunken heads here, man, which honestly Bushwhack does not even... Well, can't have to make sense. And all these heroes, it's okay, but Bushwhack doesn't really care too much about them. In terms of carries, Bushwhack is sort of designed as, like, the anti-shrunken head carry.
Yeah.
It's pure physical. Everything he has goes through. It literally just means nothing to him. Yeah. Literally nothing.
Doesn't care. And, like, that slow especially coming in, like, so much effect
That's
there.
Huge.
And, like, as I've been saying...
So you don't get disabled, so... I think that's why you pick it up, right? So the fact that you still get crippled, and as melee heroes against the slow, it really makes their effectiveness wane. So, yeah, damn good job. Geometer's Bay at this point for the Bushwhack, I think, would be huge. Scout at that point would not be able to do anything to him whatsoever.
I think this Ophelia is doing a good job considering the start that Ophelia had. Sure, like maybe the involvement in kills hasn't been so big, but the involvement in the team, like what he's been doing, the Astrolabe, the eye early on, the movement speed, the damage, and just like holding people into place with the skeleton minions, of course, has always been nice. But Ophelia's had a surprisingly big impact this game and doing work, really. I
want to ask you a question, and someone actually asked this in the chat a little bit earlier. They were asking how Emperor's hype levels, where are you at? And I guess Mangy's starting to get a little bit more hyped as this game turns around, whether that's because of misplays on the side of the Hellborn. But you did mention earlier that you wanted to see this game have a bit of a turnaround and get kind of interesting again.
I would like to see it get interesting rather than
right now, it's a mix, because normally like a turnaround creates hype, but it's a little bit of a facepalm right now.
Yeah.
So I gotta say, I'd put it at about a 6.
6, yeah.
I put it at a solid 6 right now, man. There's a lot of room for increased hyposity, but that's right now.
I think I'm slightly higher just because like I really wanted to see this turnaround happen. Like I have been face palming like all game, and like I have been seeing it, but I'm kind of happy that the Legion's managed to take advantage of it. I'm just like, yes, thank God, like he's managed to do this, because I'm just gonna go ahead and say that Bushwhack could have been killed like 3 times. I've seen like at least 2 opportunities, like guaranteed kills that could have happened.
The weirdest was when he was at 560 health, and a Scout with a brand new sharpened nullifier blade, man, just like he's looking at it, just like keeps it in his sheath. It's new. He doesn't want to use his brand new sword yet.
I don't know why.
It's a little bit of a collector's item, I suppose, and just chooses to use his gun instead, and it just goes nowhere for him.
He pulled out the ultimate, like put the sniper target on the top of the head, and I thought it was like, yeah, it's just taunting and now he's going to open. But no, like he just ran around for a second and then did it again. I was just like, the fuck? I was lost, man. I was lost.
I want to break in here and comment on the electric eye behind the Ancients and the Legion. Beautiful placement there. I feel you're actually using... Is he going to see it? Because the pulse only works with wards, doesn't it? Not scout wards?
It does. But the blue eye will catch that ward out if he does run next to it.
Okay.
So what are we talking about?
The scout eye that's blocking the ancients, and the pulse doesn't give clear vision of the ward because it's just an entity. It's not a ward.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
did I hear that was a
mechanical
bug?
order.
I don't think it's a bug, is it? Like Moonmender was saying it's a bug, but I don't think that's a bug.
I think because when they say wards, they don't talk
Oh, I
about
think
scout.
it was going to be fixed.
Because scout is an electric
maybe
eye,
not.
maybe.
I think it was engineer minds that were bugged.
Oh, they might be. I don't know. I just
think
heard
they fixed. I think it just didn't see. Okay, the pulse won't see it, but you can actually see them with the bound eye now.
Yeah,
and I think
that's
before it got patched, you could not actually see the eye or the mines with the bound eye.
Oh, that's
when it
that's
initially got
silly.
changed.
Yeah, no, fair
I
enough.
think that was it. I don't want to do a little bit messy. Yeah, that was it. So.
All I know was Moonmender was saying yesterday on his stream, he was like, have you heard about the eye bug for Scout? If they have an eye, they can see it like without using the pulse. And I was just thinking, I don't think that's a bug. I love Moonmender, man, but like I don't particularly think that's a bug. I think that's I think that's how it should be.
I agree. It's a gadget.
Yeah, so regardless, I think he was just talking about it anyway. It wasn't like he was making a big statement on whinging. Like, there's no reason. I was just, something to
Plus the
tweet out
rate
there.
at which Scout can dish out those electric eyes and just cover the field with vision, I think it'd be way too harsh to have to rely on the pulse and rely on rev wards to take them all out. I know you can walk over them or send a courier.
Well, there's
over
the
them.
downside to it as well. Of course, the pulse isn't going to give clear vision of it either. So there's still that downside. You know, there's two ways to look at it. Regardless, I think it's the way it should be, and I don't think if it gets changed, I'm going to be severely disappointed. I think the clear vision should be for wards only, and the pulse needs to be for wards only. You know, that's the change, not the scout eye. I don't know. That's
I would say it's fine.
But
wait, Moon was saying he wanted it so it couldn't even be seen by the bound eye.
The way he worded it sounds like that. Oh yeah, it sounds like that.
That's probably just because he's been playing a lot of Scout lately, right?
Possibly. Because in one of the games, it was like, did you hear about the bug? Like, they were talking in Skype. It was just like a thing.
Yeah, well, I wasn't there for it. Yeah, that makes sense. Meanwhile, it looks like a reconnect is in order. He's back in the game.
No more pause soon? No more pause? I'm going to have to go over items because I really just haven't, because I didn't expect this game to go any longer.
Right, it was one of those games where you're like, all right.
I just kind of I went, not retard mode, I just kind of just chilled back and haven't really been paying too much attention. But Magnus has a portal key, he's got that Shrunken Head, which we saw in use, and he's got a Blessed Orb. So going for something, maybe a Sheepstick or the Grimoire route that we have seen. It looks like Bubbles has his PK as a push tab, and probably a Grimoire. I very much doubt that we're going to see a Dawnbringer on a Bubbles. Ophelia has the Bound Eye that Astrolabe has the Vestments, might be going into something like a Barrier next, and I think it probably is a decent item. I don't think it's like 100% necessary. Even something like a Void Tally at this point would be a good on Ophelia, and we do see another timeout. So we've got a bit more time to go over these items. Pyromancer's got his Void Tally, he's got Striders, which I personally haven't seen Striders in a competitive match, I don't know, for over a month now, I think.
Yeah.
But Pyro did suffer extremely hard this game. So it really
I don't think Striders are that bad. I mean, they're nice.
I don't think they're terrible. They give you the maneuverability to get around the map, and you just can be anywhere extremely fast. But I getting the tankiness as well is pretty important too, and I can see the trade-off.
Yeah. In a game like this, though, just not really needing the Steam Boots vestments, I guess. This team was pretty damn down, man. They were struggling.
There was no choice. There was no choice with this one. I don't think he could have farmed it if he tried. He probably got that 300 goals. Fuck yes, finally. But Bushwhack starting to pick up farm. Does Bushwhack have another item, or is that still it?
I mean, his geometers. He just got that. So
he just got the. We've been in pause for 3 minutes.
Yeah, no, he had the Firebrand and the Shrunken Head, so he just has the geometers now, and I think that was it. I mean, has he actually had it? I thought,
I don't know. He didn't have it for the fight, did he? I kind of.
Because we were talking about how the geometers will be good against the Scout, and
so we've got the geometers now. Looking at the Hellborn side, though, it looks like a Luna is going for a Cyclone Stick, which still a great item. Especially since the heroes, we have seen Torturer being the main one getting just burst down completely, just off the bat. Magmus ulti and Pyromancer just bursting it down. If the Luna can get a Cyclone on that, a lot of the burst is just going to be wasted, and that would be a big play there, I suppose. Tempest has PK, Shrunken Head, and the Astrolabe, so
Torch doesn't come back, this game's over, man. Like, there's...
Yeah, yeah, that's depressing. I hope it comes back. I don't hope we have to sit in pause for half an hour, but I do hope the Torturer comes back. Yeah, Monkey King, Firebrands. Do you think that will go into a Dawnbringer or maybe a Grimoire? Like, that's... either way.
Monkey King, I was assuming it would go for Grimoire, but...
You reckon...
I mean, Dawnbringer is actually... I mean, we've seen Monkey Kings go Frostburn in the past.
Yeah.
I've never been too much a fan of it. Even on a Monkey King, I don't like it very much. I'd rather...
I don't particularly like it. It does give that movement speed and like a bit of tankiness, though. So it wouldn't surprise me to see it either way.
Yeah, yeah, okay, sure.
it's just something there. But we'll see where he goes with that one. I don't know about you, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. Like Grimoire or Dawnbringer, either one on Monkey King. I know it can work. Maybe a Souls would be nice in this game.
Yeah, they don't have a Souls, yeah, and they have a lot of physical coming out.
Against a Bushwhack as well. You know, the armor against complete physical is always nice. It's just that would be ideal for me. But
yeah, he might want Shroud, but they already have a lot of anti-invis. Given that he's going against the Scout, so Shroud's a bit redundant in a case like that. Otherwise, you can go for snare items or something like a Sheep or a Hellflower.
Yeah, Hellflower was like a kind of go-to here item on Monkey King, but it since the nerf, it really has pushed its way back down the tier list, I suppose. But either way, we'll see where he goes from there. Shrunken Head on the Torturer, it does have the Gnomes as well. Next build-up item, what do you think? Like maybe into a Barrier Idol? There is a lot of magic damage. I think that team needs a Barrier Idol. I'm actually surprised Tempest didn't pick something up like that, but going the Shrunken Head made a bit of sense as well.
Yeah, it does, but he has to make sure about Ophelia once again. Yeah. This is all going to come down to this interaction between the Skeleton King coming up from Ophelia and the Tempest.
Yeah.
Because if he's able to get it off, that Shrunken Head purchase is pretty much null and void. And you got to look, an earlier Bear Idol, he could just roam around with his team and seal the deal pretty early, man. Yeah. They were significantly in the lead. No damage would have come out with between Astrolabe and a Bear Idol to cover his team. What would they have done, man? It was just...
I think this is one of those games that I would have preferred to see a Barrier Idol first. I've seen the Tempest use Shrunken Head, I think twice now, and just
not to great effectiveness.
Nothing has come of it. It's just been Bushwhack slowed and dead. So either way, we do see another timeout on the Torturer, I believe. Anyway, Scout has Nullfire Blade. He's got his Phase Boots and Shrunken Head. So he picked up a Shrunken Head. So that's what his brand new item is. He did use it last fight as well. Absolutely no effectiveness either. Bushwhack gets slowed. This game, I think we're seeing some potential from the Bushwhack. I don't know. I feel it's not big plays from Bushwhack. I think it's small plays from Hellborn side, I suppose, is the main thing.
Yeah, but, I mean, as the game goes on, you are seeing against these melee carries that
Bushwhack
are trying to allow them, he really is unfazed by that pickup, and that makes it doesn't make their Shrunken Head totally useless, but it definitely mitigates the effectiveness of that gold investment, which makes that gold lead a little bit deceiving.
And the split damage as well. The split damage is amazing. You're going to have, complete physical from Bushwhack, but the entire team other than Bushwhack is magic, you know? And Bushwhack is primarily the damage carry, but you see a lot of magic damage coming out from the other heroes, so they don't want to not get Shrunken Heads, so they're still swing towards it because of Magmas, Bubbles, Pyroman, so it makes sense. But then the Bushwhack just comes out and just I don't care if you have a Shrunken Head, and does amazing amounts of damage regardless. So it's I think this is probably the most, I don't want to say most effective way I've seen it, because to be honest, early game they probably should have lost this.
There was a game not too long ago. It was in the finals of the Swedish Pride qualifiers that Bushwhack versus Predator happened, and they were up 10K throughout the game.
Predator I don't know, Predator.
He was not having a good time, and then in the end of the game, Predator just killed everybody.
Yep.
Anyway,
yeah. to Predator.
I honestly had wrote the game off for him, and then he just killed everyone and said, "Go home." Like,
hello, I'm Predator. Goodbye, everything.
I think there was about that was when that was the support, and when support became really popular, playing with his team there, Vietnamese Dream Team that qualified for DreamHack, man.
Yeah.
And I think Predator's balance was spammed for about.
It's Pewee, man.
If it didn't go on for 30 minutes, I would have been surprised. It might have been 30 minutes of Predator's balance spam, approximately.
Pewee is a god, though. Like that guy is probably like I've known about him for a very long time, and I've been following him, and like I'm really happy that he's kind of getting a bit more recognition because he is an amazing player. There's no two ways about that in my head. And he's like from the competitive scene. Like I know some like really nice people and stuff, but Pewee has to take the cake for just the most respectful, just like. He's an awesome person, man.
We had a bit of a talk about it the other day on stream with me, some other competitive players and stuff, just hanging out on Skype, and we were talking about the most underappreciated or underrated player. And I think I voted for Belly a little bit, but Pewee was up there as well. So, and also just in terms of humility, just how humble he is in general too. He's just such a nice guy, man.
It's insane, man. Like the guy is he's so genuine. Like I can imagine him just in real life, just being that kid that never stops smiling, kind of thing. So, that's
He's just nice. That's all. I don't really say that about a lot of people, but he's just nice.
I talk to him every time. He's the smiley face, like he's always got the attitude. He's like, yeah, I'm happy to talk, kind of thing. He's like just there to have fun, and I don't know. That's what I always pull from.
And he's young. He's very young, so it's like it's just time to continue being an absolute monster.
Did you know, actually, he went to one of the DreamHacks where Moon went, and Moon got back from DreamHack and actually talked about him. Like, he was talking about meeting him, and was like, talking about a little Chinese kid that he can't wait to see, like, because Pewee told him that his dream is to go to DreamHack, kind of thing. And Moon was like, I remember this guy, what's his name, Pewee, the little Asian kid, like, if you ever, like, win DreamHack, I'll put you on my shoulders and carry you around. And maybe that's going to happen, you know? That's like, it's not out of the realm.
I need to know what story you're talking about, but this sounds awesome.
I will link you to it one day.
It's old?
Yeah, it's old, dude. Like this isn't like recent. This is like Complexity. I can't even remember if it was. I don't know what DreamHack it was. I will find the video for you anyway, and I'll get you to the point. But yeah, he was talking about his DreamHack trip and just.
You can really point out the people too who are just like so driven to play. They still have that absolute spark for the game, and they don't. I still see Pewee. I mean, he's constantly open to learning, man. Whenever he has a question, he just asks about it. He doesn't pretend like he knows everything there is to know about the game, but he asks about it. He absorbs it just like that, and adds it to his arsenal, man. So he's just very perceptive. I can't give him enough shout outs. Like, he's just.
It's cool. That's awesome.
He's a pro player minus the ego, which is such a rare combination to find.
Yeah. Enough about Pewee. Pewee fan club. It's incoming. But yeah, that guy is sick. That's all I know. Like, because as soon as he like qualified for DreamHack, because I remember whispering him before the game. I was just like, crush, man, crush. Like, I really hope you win, because I didn't expect it personally, but there it came. It was just like, damn. I don't think anyone expected it, though, in fairness. Lions and Internet Gangsters not being the final matchup was what everyone expected, like, everyone. So.
The Seeds did, too. I mean, they were number 1 and 2, man. Like, this is how it was.
So, I wouldn't say it's a disappointment, but, like, it was definitely a surprise for everyone.
Yeah, so look at this Ophelia, man. That bound eye is so cool looking. So, like, that was also my favorite change about the bound eyes. It's the orb that goes above your head.
Yeah.
And then the like, echolocation.
It is like a target, though. It is a target. Like, it's just a big fat target on your head. I like it. I think it's sick, but like, it's a target. I think it's a good change. I don't know. It doesn't really affect competitive play because competitive players are always checking, but like, TMMs, it's definitely a big change. Like, you can see people. I don't know. I've always had these kind of like random people that you'd see an eye and you'd mention it, but they're the ones that don't pay attention, have no idea what's going on, and then 10 minutes later, oh yeah, Ophelia has an eye, and it's just like, you kidding me? Now it's just like straight there. It's, Ophelia has an eye. Like, you can see the big circle thing above the head, but yeah, I don't think it affected competitive play at all.
Not that much, but anytime that you have a target over your head, it's still something, and it makes you remember to pick it up as soon as it drops, and just ease of use changes in general, man. Being able to see the exact radius of like the spawns in the camps Just
That's so.
it's a little bit less mentally taxing in trying to keep track of everything, you know?
It doesn't. It's kind of like what can you compare it to? I don't know. But like I know people used to sit there, and I know a lot of my friends used to do this when we were doing some competitive Oz scene, which isn't like high tier at all, but like it's just something just a theory craft and just fuck around with. And we used to like place wards and try and find the exact the best places.
Oh yeah.
These wards. Now you don't have to do that anymore, and I think that does add something to the game, but it also takes away something from the game as well. So like I personally prefer it, but I can see why some people dislike it, and I can see the people that put a ton of time into just finding these the best spots, like being a bit disappointed. But we have seen since it happened the most amazing spots coming out, just some really cool.
Yeah, I don't like it, but I mean I do like it, I should say. As a raw competitor who put time into stuff before in the past, even many years ago, it's like I don't like it, but as someone, I think it's better for the game. I should put it that way.
Yeah.
I think the skill more should come from smart decision making and strategy, less over tedium. So mechanically, I like that it's in the game actually.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much how I feel. I like that it's there. I think it brings an aspect to the game or it takes away an aspect that didn't particularly need to be there.
Right. Exactly.
Pretty much it.
I kind of like the monobars thing, too.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know, dude.
Some people might say it's more noob-friendly, but that's not a bad thing in my opinion. Making the game more accessible without changing the big plays is, I think, what I like.
Yeah, but it doesn't take away too much either. It still comes down to where you put them, and you have to. I find it creates more of a ward battle as well. There used to be just kind of standard spots that you'd see everything. You'd see a couple come out.
Especially people who aren't as experienced, man. Figuring it out was a lot more tricky for them. So yeah,
it was a lot. You saw a support battle brewing underneath everything. Now it's it's just it's there. It's guaranteed support battle. It's not you just see a ward and it's probably going to get counted. And there was just standard ward spots everywhere, and that comes to the bound eye change as well. The fact that you have to activate it. You've seen so many new ward spots come out, just because you activate it. You can put a ward in just an open area, anywhere, just somewhere you wouldn't have put it before because someone would just walk over it with a bound eye. But now because of the activate ability, it just allows so much more. So I think the change, the bound eye change, is probably my favorite thing from the patch overall. Just the biggest balance thing that I think was necessary in the game. Well, that's my personal opinion. I do like a lot of other things. If I want to go personal favorite thing.
Oh, looks like the game's going, man.
Yes!
Screw it.
Yes, we're back. We are back into this game. Sorry, everyone, for the extreme wait. Hello, Dan, who's been sitting quietly talking to you all while we've just been chatting away. How you been going, man?
Yeah, good, man. Just having a good time in the chat. It's all pretty well behaved, which I'm really enjoying.
It's always nice.
Trying to keep it that way as best we can. That's not a temptation for you guys to be mean. We're trying to be nice.
Yeah, I saw the bulwark. I was just thank you, because I think that was the ideal kind of pickup right now. So yeah, I'm glad that
you talked about it. Yeah,
straight up it's.
Monosteroid's good, man. Being able to spam more combos with Monkey King, I'm all for that. So I'm okay with what he has right now.
Yeah.
Looks like they want this Kong, man, knowing that they're entering sort of a bad time. So, and really looks like Legion team isn't going to be able to do anything about it, or isn't choosing to react. I mean, they have no vision, so anything from this point would just been from that ward in the mid lane that Deathcrawl had. They are beginning to move. Kongor's health is dropping down to about a third here, man.
I don't know. I have a feeling it's too late. I just have.
It is definitely too late. But will they actually get a jump in and make something happen anyway?
That would be already straight away. Yeah. Bushwhack is just taken completely out of this fight, and they know exactly the hero that's doing the damage. They're just there's no two ways about this. Take down the Bushwhack, win the game. And they made a good decision there. Bubbles needs to just get back, really. Ophelia's taking a bit of damage. Ophelia's probably going to fall here.
The late arrival to Kongor into the heroes being picked off one by one, man.
Just
as they flee. That is probably it's the biggest pet peeve of mine in general is when people linger after Kong. Not that he was lingering. They were already just too close just as it died. They came to the party and it's dude, no, it's already over. Come on. Get on out of here. And
I felt
really
it too,
sad.
man.
That was really sad, actually. Just moment of silence here for the Legion team, man.
well played by the Hellborn side though. Like what they did was really smart. Like they didn't even have like that good vision. It was more awareness of what was going down. Like they had the vision of the mid lane ward. That's the only ward that they had for the entire walk up to Kong, because they went around the back way and they popped those shrunken heads, like timing it perfectly, and just jumped straight in. So props to that. Also, they had that ward in the mid lane that caught out the bushwhack, which they just solo ulted. Which, let's be honest here, you take out the bushwhack, you're going to win the team fight. So you don't need the ultimate for anyone else, and that's straight up. Well played. But yeah, I guess that's where the shrunken heads come into play as well, because you pop those shrunken heads, you take out the bushwhack, like your shrunken head's actually viable after the bushwhack's dead. You know, like it is all magic damage after bushwhack's out, all magic. So
yeah, Scout just utilizing a little bit of the extra farm there. I mean, 2,500 gold. Did he have anything actually in full, or is that pretty much his full loadout?
I think so, because last time we saw him die, he just picked up his shrunken head, and we've just been sitting in pauses ages, so it feels like he should have more.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So.
I don't know. I actually think it seems right.
Yeah, it's about right after that team fight, coming out with about 3k gold, so 2.5k gold, and then now just farming it up.
They're all in. They're actually all in on here. Top, it looks like. All right, maybe not. Okay, just gonna linger it out.
I guess they don't want to risk all in. They still like believe in the bushwhack. Scout is going for a MKB right now. It looks like Savage Mace, I should say, to be politically correct, I suppose. Could go for the Doombringer too, but no doubt in my head it's going to be a Savage.
Teleports are coming back as the Legion team. Yeah, it goes back to farming. I was going to say defending, but just sort of farming in general, really.
Yeah. Torturer has a Blessed Orb himself. Blessed Orb. Yeah.
I feel like this game went from high octane aggression to like actually being a little bit slower paced after Nullfire play was picked up.
How many games of that have we seen today? There's been, I don't know, like the one before you jumped in actually was just like this. You know, there was 17 kills in 9 minutes or something. Like it was insane kind of thing, and then 21 kills in 35 minutes or something, and it was just like, okay, cool. But
they have a token now. They're taking over the woods. I mean, waiting for Savage Mace. They have the Grimoire finished by Monkey King now on top of it all, so...
You finish that Grimoire. I like the Grimoire more now. Souls is there.
Yeah.
I just...
You just wanted to see the Souls at least.
Yeah. I had that in the back of my head, just like, please get a Souls, but it is out. But they might wait for another item. Maybe Scout picking up an MKB might be the next thing that they are waiting for.
I had a question for both you guys.
They're kind of holding hands now. Yeah.
I guess I've sort of asked Mangy this before, but you know, Emperor obviously fill in. The Monkey King in the past we've seen usually pick up or usually build towards a Hellflower, and then if things are going pretty badly, go for a Shrunken Head. And the Hellflower, of course, just for that burst potential. Now, is it more viable to go straight for that light brand into a Grimoire, or do you still reckon a Monkey King needs to get that Shrunken Head usually as a first item? Actually, as we see action in the top lane, Scout getting jumped on, has that token, has that Shrunken Head. Looks like he's going to be able to get out of there, though, with the Energizer. There's a lot of chase happening.
Bushwhack's got to leap.
There's a lot of chase
coming
on him.
What?
They don't have the vision.
Oh my god.
Ophelia was just out of range, and like Scout moving extremely fast, like 522 movement speed, 494 without the Energizer activated.
They needed
like,
the Snotter boss.
Insane. They needed the Snotter.
Yeah, exactly.
They actually would have caught him with the Snotter. That would have been a death with the Snotter. 100%.
Alternatively, they could have the Ion Bushwhack, and I think he would have been fine leaping forward there as well.
That's true. I think they probably should do that. But that's a bit unfortunate there. I don't know why Ophelia's holding the eye, actually.
She's the one with red boots, so she's the slowest in the team right now.
Yeah, so I'm not 100%. Like, Ophelia's buying it, but like, you don't have to suggest onto the...
Bushwhack being solo hold again, man. This time going to be forcing a buyback out of him, as they're all ready for the push here. Just Scout's missing, man. He's on his way, so that's
a massive stick. Like, saying that, for the base push, they're not going to have a Tempest on. No. So that's good news. That is really good news for the...
And they're not actually going to commit to it, I don't reckon. I think it's more the fact that they're going to force a buyback here.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I hope they force a buyback. Like, Bushwhack with 2,400 gold if you can get rid of all that just from pushing here. Yeah, Bushwhack's going to buy back, and it would... Oh, we actually see initiation straight out. Dan, you take this one.
Magmus channeling that eruption. He's going to get it off just in time, but the shrunken head, obviously, on that Monkey King, is going to keep him alive a lot of the time, using that Woojin Slam to take out the Magmus. Aphelios trying to run out of there. Still has that bound eye, of course, but Bushwhack going down for a second time, and it looks like both teams are actually going to reset somewhat, as did Scout. Scout didn't even go down there, hasn't even used that shrunken head, still has that token. He's actually going to run into the base now. Pyromancer using that element, the Void Talisman to avoid the auto attacks. He's going to take a massive crit to the face though. It ends up getting taken out in the end. Bubbles still trying to get out of there, using that take cover to stay alive that little bit longer. Potentially a lava surge from Magmus coming out, but he is stunned. He is silenced, and the Cyclone Stick is going to keep Scout alive. Hellborn team though, they take out that base tower and put a bit of damage onto that Rax. Fortification being used from the Legion team as they're dishing out more damage onto the Scout. Lava surge forward from the Magmus, and he's going to portal key back just to try and harass that Tempest out a little bit. Bubbles actually doing the old Moon Meander jump, portal key in silence, Shell Surf out again, but they're not going to be able to stop the Rax from being taken down. And both Magmus and Bushwhack using up a buyback in that last fight, it looks like. Hellborn team actually rotating mid, so they're not finished. Scout, of course, level 19. He has the Energizer. He's going to try and burn his way out of there. No more token, but he is still dishing out a lot of damage.
From the Aluna.
Great 5-second red stun coming out from that Aluna. And it's going to force the Hellborn team to back off, though. Not pushing their luck, not overstaying their welcome. It is still 13 to 28, and there's going to be some more big items get picked up now. Tempest actually picking up that Resto Stone. Monkey King has about 4k saved up, so I would assume he's going to finish that Demonic Breastplate. And I would love to see something like a Sheepstick or a Grimoire start getting built onto Torture. He does already have that Blessed Orb, so...
Yeah, for sure. I mean, bottom fight though, man, they forced the buyback and they just killed him right again afterwards.
Bushwhack didn't pop Shrunken Head. That's the main thing. Like, that's the reason. Like, he got locked down after he didn't pop Shrunken. I don't know why he was holding off on that one.
Yeah, but
was it?
I mean, yeah, Elemental Void. I mean, when he came back up, you mean?
When he came back up, he didn't pop.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he didn't. Just trying to find that right moment to try to maximize his effectiveness in that fight because he knows his team is down. Otherwise, I mean, they did force the buyback. He lost so much gold from it. And Scout didn't even need to lose his token. He honestly, in the end, just lost his token because he wanted to lose it so he'd heal the full, so.
Yep. It still showed you how much in favor the Hellborn is. Like, we have seen a couple of turnaround fights, but it's only been picks. We haven't seen a 5v5 clash, and that's what a 5v5 clash looks like when you're that far ahead. So, there we go.
Restoration Stone as well, up as well as the Tempest Ultimate, so double the pain coming out here.
I think they're just going all in. Oh no! Huge ulti from the Tempest. That's going to be a double 4-man hold. Goodbye, Legion, and good night, game. This one's over from here. Tempest, man, well played there. That was a huge ultimate.
Yeah, I caught the Ophelia Skeleton King as well, man. And if it wasn't bad enough, he had two elemental blades.
just when he got 2 up, like, no. That's game there. There's nothing. There is nothing we can do here. Like, the Legion can't do anything. There's a buyback on Magmus. Magmus is gonna pop it, but Magmus isn't gonna take down 5 with the bubbles. So here comes the ulti. Like, gets 2 in his stun. Does get 2 in his stun, and he's dropping them pretty low. But like after that, goodbye. Just GG, well played coming out. As you would expect after that fight. And then overall, you know, like what turned from just a complete stomp. You know, there was those comeback moments, but overall, the Hellborn just kept their dominance going, and they end up winning that game. So congratulations to best of 5.